Welcome, property investors. This is the Building in Perth podcast. If you're a property investor or you're curious about investing in property in Western Australia, this is the podcast for you. The reason for that is we're not going to hold back. We're not going to sugarcoat things. We're certainly not going to bullshit you. And we're going to exploit everything that you need to know. There's a lot of negative press at the moment in WA regarding building, and it doesn't have to be. So what we're going to do is help you navigate through that bullshit and create your wealth free of charge. We're just giving you this information. Every month we're going to have special guests on who are industry professionals, and then we're going to release an episode every single Monday. So Boom, and we're back. Welcome to the Building in Perth podcast, everybody. I am your host, Chris Holland. Now, today's podcast is going to be about architectural drawings, drafties, architects. How much does it cost? Excusez-moi. How much does it cost? What do you need? What does a drafty do? Where do you find them? Can you get your own drafty? Can you hire one? How much did they cost? Like I said, does the builder provide a good one, a bad one? Does a building broker use a drafty? All this and above. So let's get straight into it. Now, this is one cost that people do not really take into consideration when they're looking at building their own home and or extensions or renovations of an existing property, even knockdown and rebuild. Some people that do owner builders, for instance, do not budget in architectural services into their budgets, which is unfortunate because they don't cost cheap. So I'm going to hit you straight off the bat. Basically, for a single story drafty architect, for all of the plans that you need. So to start with, you need a concept design. A concept design is basically one that you'll see on the internet, and it will give you a sort of 2D image of your 4x2, 3x2 house, double story, etc., whatever that may be. A concept design is just basically a bird's eye view of the house, and that is all. Second to a concept view, you will get elevations. So an elevation is a picture of the front, back, and both sides of the house. These aren't always in color, by the way. So they are the first stage of your concept designs. Now, if you go to an independent architect, these can cost you anywhere between $3,000 and $6,000 just for that. So that's why a lot of people do go on builders' websites and have a look at different designs. Or if you do go through a registered builder, they'll have a whole heap of designs for you already, sort of to give you straight away. Even if it's not the design that you want specifically, from that design, you can get a rough costing of how much that costs. Then you'll make modifications. Modifications then cost money, etc. So if you're going to go down the owner builder route, yes, you're up between $3,000 and $6,000 straight away just to get a price. Okay. Now, once you've done that, you need a preliminary design for DA, development approval. What this entails is a site plan. So we can only get a site plan once we've got a site survey, which is another cost that the builder sort of wears. These are all things that obviously you can do yourself, guys, but it is between $20,000 and $40,000 for all these little fees added up completely. So when you go to a builder and you pay $5,000 or $10,000 or whatever it is for a builder's deposit, it's actually not too bad considering, is it? So you'll need a site plan, you'll need a ground floor plan, you'll need a first floor plan and a roof plan. First floor, obviously, if it's double story, you need elevations, like I said, you need a 3D model. So basically it gives you a bit more of a realistic approach. Shadow plan, elevation sections. Sections is basically where they cut the plan in half, and it shows the council how you're gonna finish off certain details. That normally comes from your engineers, but your drafty has to put that into a big pack of plans that gets ready for CDC. After that, you need your working drawings, which is basically your plans that the construction workers need to build the house itself. So there's a lot of different plans. There's probably about 10, 11, 12 different sets of plans. Now, just for the concept, like I said, these are between $3,000 and $6,000 just for concept designs. Your plans and your working drawings and stuff like that is probably between $8,000 and $12,000. So as you can see, you're anywhere between 12, 13 grand up to 18 grand for an individual architect to design your house plans. Now, once you've got those house plans, then you can go and approach a builder and say, hey, quote me on this, which is great. but you are out of pocket X amount of money. And what the difference is, or the difficulty of that is, you've spent all this money and let's say the builder's over budget, or you can't find a builder that will take on your job, or they disagree with certain things, because the architects are not builders. Let them do the fancy stuff and the designing and the drawing, and they're beautiful and they're great at their job. But at the end of the day, these guys are not actually building it. So sometimes when you've got your own architect and you've got your own builder and you're the client, there's a bit of fighting between the two. No, it can't be done this way. Or the engineer, you know what I mean? It's like this big fucking puzzle that's absolutely shit. In some cases, not all cases, let me just clarify. We work with great architects and great engineers and designers and stuff like that, where we all collaborate together to get the best results for the client. But this is one of the huge benefits, guys, when you do go to a builder directly. It's their set of plans. Now, they absorb all those fees. Normally, you've got someone on a retainer, or you hire them full time. Or the big builders, sometimes they've got like between 5 and 10 different architects working for them, or draftees. Now, a lot of builders in Perth or in Australia outsource overseas. There's nothing wrong with this. It's also something you can do yourself. The only negative with that is if you're going on a building and you decide to outsource your plans overseas, they don't know the current BCA standards here in Australia. So you can pay all this money, send it through to council, and it gets rejected because it doesn't comply with local laws. So it is important, potentially, if you're going to do it yourself, to seek advice from a local professional, because at least they know the rules and regulations and all the up-to-date codes. So in short, guys, between $12,000 and sort of $18,000 for a single story. Double story, you can add about 50% to those prices. But the good news is, here at 𝗬cie West, we are now offering this service. We have an in-house architect, and we are looking to help clients who don't even want to use our services. But if you want a concept design, for instance, we'll charge you $1,000. Instead of $3,000, we're going to charge you $1,000. For a set of working drawings, instead of paying $10,000, we're going to charge you $4,000. So $4,000 plus concept, you're looking at $5,000 for working drawings. Now, these come with only 2 revisions as well. Ballpark figure. Every job, depending on size, build method, structure, soil classification, how much plans you want, is it a skilly, and is it blah, 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 all this type of stuff. But we are offering full working drawings, guys, for about $5,000. So if you are looking at doing a renovation by yourself, or you're looking at building your own house, getting a set of plans and tendering it out to other builders, as long as you have the copyright for those plans, which obviously we can provide you once you pay us the full invoice, we will provide you a letter saying you own the full copyright to these plans. You then have the right to take these plans and go for gold, tender them out. Basically what a builder broker does, and get the best quote and work with the best builder for you. This is a side business that we're adding to our website, www.ccwest.com.au. It's going to be under architectural. It will be coming in the next month or so, and we will have fixed prices as per the square meterage of a house. But it's not a bad idea. And it does allow you to really shop around and get the best deal for your buck, as opposed to a builder broker who does the exact same thing, but these guys charge normally about 4% commission on the house price. Okay, so you do the maths. You're saving a lot of money by doing this yourself if you can get a good architect like ours. Now, ours are BCA qualified, so we will probably look over it before we give you and go, these comply to the current codes based on you've got your own land. That is exactly. I'll have a look at it, and then naturally I'll provide you a quote if you like. However, obligation free, go away, go and get your own quote. But it is interesting, guys. If you do want to do it on a building, really should get a few quotes for all your plans, first of all. And secondly, meet with the designer, sit down, have a chat with them, make sure they understand what your theory is and what type of, what house you want. If this is going to be for your forever home, definitely sit down. It's much better than sitting down with a sales consultant from a building company or a builder broker who actually doesn't have a clue, and they just pump it into the link, and it goes in a big list of like junior architects that are working for a BGC type of firm or celebrations or whatever. So yes, that's if you want to get a bit more creative and create your own custom home design. It is not a bad idea to do this. So we have a few clients that do it and also come to us with their own architects, and then we can actually talk with architects directly. If we don't understand something, we need more clarity before we quote, speak to the client, trying to understand what it is, so it's not always black and white when it's on plans, to understand what the objective is for the client. So in short, guys, what I'm saying is if you are looking at building and you want to do a custom design, you don't want to pay a lot of money for architects, which, by the way, these guys are worth it. They are phenomenal at their job. We are just saying that we now offer a service where we can do it for about 60% cheaper. Turnaround times for a concept design with us will be within 2 weeks and full working drawings within 4 weeks. So start to finish 6 weeks. Maybe a bit longer, maybe a bit quicker, depending on which architect you do. Go and engage yourself, but that's roughly what our timelines are. So everything working drawings and plans and stuff like that, guys, hit us up and we'll give you a quote. www.ccwest.com.au. Now, please, I never asked this, but can we all just like and subscribe? Give us a 5-star review if you're liking this sort of content. You like what information you're getting. It really does support the channel, grow and reach out. Now, I do also want to thank you guys for the last 2 or 3 weeks. I don't know what's happened, but we've been inundated with inquiries and requests and quote requests, and I do apologize. Normally, I only take 48 hours to get back to you guys with a quote, provided we've got all the right information up front. It's probably doubling at the moment to about 4 days, but we've just got so many inquiries at the moment, and I don't know why, but I really do thank you. So thank you all for the love and support of watching and listening to our YouTube and Spotify and Apple Music and all that jazz. But if you can, take 2 seconds after you listen to this, just give us a quick like, subscribe, and even a 5-star review if you feel it is warranted. Have a great week, guys. Thank you for tuning in. As always, Building in Perth podcast. Let's go. Stay safe. Bye-bye. Please stay tuned, like, subscribe so you never miss anything, and enjoy.